Justin, it kind of rights or wrong. I mean, you've been a second team All Pro. What does it mean to receive Pro Bowl honors? And we just talked to Bradley, and man, he was emotional. He was crying about it, in part because of the honor, in part because of the knee. So, what does it mean to earn Pro Bowl and then to have Bradley join you?
Man, it means so much. I think the toughest part was last year feeling like I kind of earned a spot just from the season, and I know team wise we finished 7-9, and it just was just the way it went. Probably wasn't the best season, but individually thought I put a pretty good resume together, and I think what stunk the most was not even being an alternate, and then earning All Pro kind of helped that. So, this year, this offseason, even with everything going on, I felt like there's a lot of motivation in that. I had a lot of team goals, but individually, I think there's a lot of motivation coming in this year because I just felt like for whatever reason, what part of my game wasn't being considered as some of the best of what this league has to offer in terms of safety play. So there's a lot of motivation behind this year, and kind of wanted to make sure I, solidified myself again, playing under the tag, all that stuff. A lot of adversity, but I think it just speaks volumes to just the way that I've been able to kind of persevere and handle that. And I mean, I saw I saw the right before I got on, I saw the interview with Chubb, and man, I got teary-eyed thinking about it. He called me earlier today, and he kind of told me the news that he made it too. And I got emotional then too, just for him to have the rookie season that he had, and to obviously what happened with the knee injury, and then to come back and make a Pro Bowl year out of what was a difficult season for us as a team. I mean, it just speaks volume to him and what he can do, man. He's an unbelievable guy, and I'm so happy that I get to somewhat get to share his experience in terms of both of us getting in for the first time.
Next one, Eric.
Yeah, Justin, a couple for you. First, playing on the franchise tag this year, you mentioned you were going to bet on yourself, you were going to play it out. Are you somewhat impressed with yourself that you were able to match what you did last year and kind of better it while playing on a contract year again?
Yeah. I think this year has been the hardest year in my career. And I not to speak for anyone else, I'm sure a bunch of the guys that played, most of this season defensively would kind of agree, just because it's been dealing with the pandemic. Obviously in and of itself has been tough. I mean, there's a game we played without a quarterback. There's been corners have been shuffled in and out of the rotation all season long with injuries and all the other things that have been going on. We've lost Jarrell Casey, Von Miller. I mean, I could just go down the list of how many guys that we've lost. And, this is a defense that thrives off communication and kind of that foundation of working together. And so when you have so many guys that are constantly in the mix, it's hard to really get in a groove. I say week after week in the media that there's no excuse, and there isn't. All that matters is a win or a loss. But, you take into consideration all those factors that are going on and still trying to put, your best foot forward and put the best product on the field. And it hasn't always been pretty. Just talking about myself, a lot of plays I feel like I've left on the field. Obviously made a lot of plays as well, but this has definitely been one of the more challenging seasons to kind of persevere and push through, especially with all those outside factors that kind of weigh in on it. So I'm just really proud of and thankful for everyone that's been in my life that kind of poured into me and has kind of kept my head on straight when I didn't, when I wanted to just, I guess, like lash out and thinking everything's against me and this, that, and the other. It's just been such a crazy journey. And I'm so thankful for it, the opportunity to grow through a journey like this. And I know I'm kind of rambling. It's just like, it's still kind of surreal for me to think about it. After last season and, this off season and under the tag and betting on myself and, ending up here with my first Pro Bowl selection and hopefully another All Pro selection. It's just, it's still surreal to me right now.
And then this is voted on by fans, players, and coaches. Does having the respect of one of those groups in particular mean something to you?
Yeah, it really does. And it's great the fans recognize, obviously, like Broncos country, excuse me, being supportive of obviously what I do off the field, but on the field as well, because that's not most important, but that's a big part of obviously what I'm able to do off the field is kind of getting recognized for my on the field, features. And so that's huge. But I think it speaks even more testament to the other players around the league and the coaches, that kind of selected me to be here. Just, it's always a great praise. You always hear, when you're talking to defensive guys after the game, like, watch your game, love your game, this, that, and the other. But, having quarterbacks, vote for you or things like that, and having an opposing coaches coming up to you and just, telling you how much they respect your game, they love it, keep doing what you're doing. I think that goes a long way, because when you're in the business that we're in and you're in the NFL, ultimately you know how much hard work you put in, and it's hard to go out there and to be and to keep putting years on top of each other. That's why it's so special watching guys get multiple Pro Bowls and All Pros in a row. It's really hard to do. So it means a lot to have those guys come up and compliment your game and how much work you put into it.
Next one.
Justin, just kind of, it's so 2020, you guys won't get to play in a Pro Bowl, but, when you look back on the year for you, where will this fit, do you think?
I don't want to speak for future years, because I have high expectations and aspirations for myself. We're talking about Walter Payton, Man of the Year, winning the national award, all pros, more Pro Bowls, things in that nature. But as it stands right now, this has been, like I said, the most challenging year. And just off of the Pro Bowl and the Walter Payton Man of the Year nomination for the Broncos, the Darren William Good Guy Award, this is by far has been my toughest year, and I think the most rewarding, as well. And I'm just so, like I said it earlier, I'm just so thankful for the journey, and for just the patience and the wherewithal to kind of get through it, and to strive through it. It hasn't been an easy one. I do a pretty good job, kind of canceling the outside noise, but no one's perfect, and you listen and you hear things, and sometimes you get into your own head. So it's been a crazy year. I'm just thankful for the journey, and this is probably the hardest, but the toughest year, but definitely my most favorite, in terms of just everything that's been going on.
Next one, Arnie.
Hey, Justin, congratulations. I wanted to ask you about Bradley. What does it say that he was able to put up the season he did with Von Miller sidelined the whole year? Not to take anything away from Jerry and Malik, but the other superstar, so to speak, was sidelined right before the season started, and he had a little bit of a slow go. He tweaked his knee and at the stadium practice, and he kind of had a slow ramp up. But then he has the season he does. What does it say about him to do that?
It says everything about him. I think you hit it, exactly on the head, and it's not taken away from anyone that lines up, opposite of him, not tackle, but I mean the other outside linebacker position, to Malik or Jerry or Chick or any of those guys that line up over there, because they're hell of players. But I think at the end of the day, like everyone, that they're not Von Miller. That in terms of what they've accomplished so far in their careers, Von Miller, and we know the attention Von, gets when he's on the field, and for Chubb to go out there and just prove that he could still play at a high level after all of I can't even imagine, like all of just the stuff that he had to go through mentally, physically. I mean, coming back and then tweaking his knee a little bit. I remember he was frustrated about that in the beginning of the season. And Chubb came to work every day and practice every day. in the game, showed up every day, with pressures, quarterback hits, sacks, just flying around. I'm just so thankful I get to play with someone like Chubb, man, because he's been a big part of the reason why I've been able to just put my head down and work, and watching someone like him persevere through what's going on. And Chubb's the type of guy that is a cornerstone for any program that he's going to be a part of. He's a guy that you always want in your corner, and I can't say enough good things about him. He's my brother. I love him, and I'm so happy for him that he gets to be able to be selected to his first Pro Bowl, man, because he definitely deserves it and more. I'm so happy for him, and there's many more years to come for him to do that.
Thanks, and congratulations to you again.
Thank you.
Final one we've got is Zach.
Hey, Justin, congratulations. Thanks for talking with us. You've got the Walter Payton nomination from the Broncos. You've got the Darren Williams Good Guy Award, Pro Bowl and All-Pro. I mean, what's next for you? What do you set your sights on now?
I said it before, I'd love to I'm really just excited for once the season is over, I'm just gonna be really excited to just come home and just almost feel like I'm throwing my backpack off my shoulders, for a better lack of a terminology, and just kind of lay on my couch and just take a deep breath and just let all that go, all the weight that you carry throughout the season of so many different things that are going on, and just sitting there with my family and just enjoying the moment. I kind of said it last year, but I just really want to enjoy this moment through everything that's been going on. Like you said, the Walter Payton stuff, the Darren Williams Good Guy Award, Pro Bowl, hopefully another All-Pro, but just to sit there and just enjoy the individual success with my family and being able to enjoy it, because there's so much sacrifice that goes into a season, even a season like this with the pandemic going on. It's just been, like I said, I keep saying it, but it's just been so tough dealing with so many different things at home and on the field and all these things. It's just been a tough year. So I'm really excited to kind of just throw the weight off my shoulders, so to speak, and just get to come home and to relax. And this has just been truly special. I don't think I could have asked for anything better. And so I'm just so, like I said, man, I'm so thankful for this journey and the process and everything that I've learned throughout it.